What's going on, guys? Play-by-play gaming here, back with another Epic 7 video, and today we're going over the patch update for 12.10 this coming Thursday, December 10th, and it's a pretty short one again. We have just a couple of highlights for this patch, so let's take a look. We got Episode 3, Chapter 4, finally dropping. So we're going to get to look at the Dragon Valley. That's going to be pretty cool. We're going to get to an insight on the dragon backstories. So we'll have 4-star artifact once we complete that. We're going to have those missions one more time, and with those missions we get a new piece of equipment. So we're going to get this chest here. It looks perfect for any kind of support, soul weaver, defense, health, speed, effect resistance. So as long as you get max rolls on this should be really good on someone that you use to help your team stay alive. We're also getting the Ardor season of Guild War finally starting this Saturday, December 11th. So the preseason will be over, I would say. Well, no, it says it. Okay, so the preseason is over on the 12th, but the preseason also starts on the 12th. Okay, sure, that completely makes sense. All right, so we're having the Ardor Guild War season finally starting. The next thing that looks really nice for this update is this new artifact. So this is the new Guild War artifact. It's called a Symbol of Unity, and so the art actually looks really nice. Even though they're like, this looks really oversized for whatever reason. It's kind of odd to see this type of uniform costume in Epic 7. Usually it's kind of more like this. It's not heavily weighted, but anyways, when attacking increases crit chance by 20% when this is maxed out, and damage dealt by 16%. This artifact's skill effect can only apply to one hero within the team. So I think this is going to be great for your evasion units, right? Because it increases hit chance by 20%. That ML Dream Blade, the meme blade itself, increases hit chance and damage dealt once you max this out fully to 16%. And this is going to be a free artifact, so everyone can get it as long as you're participating in your guild. You're earning that currency. So I definitely recommend you pick up at least one copy of this and then see how it goes. You might never use it for any kind of evasion units, but you never know when this might come in handy for some kind of PvE. All right, so they're going to be handing out some frames for the top level guilds. They look pretty cool. I think the coolest one is maybe this blue one. I would say blue and then purple and then the gray, right? Look pretty cool. We're also getting Operator Sigrid. So if you watched my last video, we kind of talked a little bit about her. She does look really nice. Her animation is top notch. She is an archer or a ranger. They've been releasing a lot of those recently, and I would say the biggest thing about her kit is this penetration of the defense, right? So what she seems to be really amazing at doing is melting units with barriers. So this ML Crow FCC, if you're able to get her to go first or second, maybe you can S2 with this, her S2, right? You can S2 penetrate defense by 100%, right? If they have a barrier like FCC, and then S3. Right, or I think it's S3 and then S2. One of them gives you an extra turn, which I believe is the S2. Yeah, grants an extra turn when you defeat the enemy, but it is conditional, right? I mean, but you're penetrating defense by 100% when they have a barrier. You're more than likely going to get the kill if you're building her probably slow, like a slow nuke. So we'll see how everyone builds her. Along with that, we're getting Ravi and Lilius drop rate up. Ravi in the past was not that great. She got some buffs recently, and now I would say she's one of the best bruisers in the game, especially for RTA PvP. I know a lot of people built her last season, so she might get some more play this season. However, she is an older hero, Lilius came out in the second part of the story, so in like the episode 2, right? And she has shown her worth in PvE and PvP content. I would definitely recommend, if you wanted to pick any of these units up, go for the Lilius. She really opens up a lot of team comms. I know that she was a character that I kind of hit myself for when I passed on when she first dropped, and then her banner never came back again. It just never came back, and I finally pulled her. I think it was on a 5-star summon ticket or something like that. But she's great. You might get Bastion of Perusia here. It's a pretty cool artifact too, but I would not chase this artifact. Ravi is a potential skip unless you have really OP gear for her. Lilius you can make work just on speed, maybe like speed health gear, speed immunity gear, and she'll do her job. I would say she's probably one of the better picks here if you're going to go for somebody. We're getting the Japanese media update for Rowana, Cerise, and Briar Witch Issaria. Along with that, Mercenary Helga and Garo. So if you have the Japanese voice turned on your Epic 7, you're going to get some new voice updates. So one last thing that they're adding here is a unlock button to equipment, which is awesome because then it eliminates you clicking off of the equipment, clicking into your inventory, and then clicking the equipment that you want and then clicking lock, right? So a very, very nice feature that they added, nice improvement. But other than that, it's just pretty much bugs and text fixes or fixing to where when you click the skill, the effects also pop up of a boss monster. So that's pretty nice. One last thing here before we end it out is we got a preview of Mort, the brand new RGB hero for Epic 7. So let's take a look.
It is I, the great Mortelex. But you can call me Mort. I will show you grace by granting you death.
So he does look pretty cool. That animation, he goes Attack on Titan and just completely strips and turns into a dragon and smashes the enemy team. That's pretty cool. Taking a look at his stats here, he is an Earth Knight. He's a Gemini. His stats look pretty decent. The first thing that stands out to me right away is that he has a 27% crit just as his base. So that's going to be pretty insane. I know another hero that really benefits from having some type of crit, like a knight here. And this imprint concentration is like a Charles, right? Anytime I see crit chance as an imprint concentration, that unit turns out to be OP. Not all the time, but most of the time. It's just because it helps to enable easier builds, right? Because you don't need all of that crit chance because they have it already. He is on the speedier side for a knight. Decent health, decent defense. So it looks like you would probably build him on the faster side, maybe a little bit faster, like a fast bruiser, fast damage bruiser. Someone that can kind of not necessarily take first turn. I mean, I guess you could if you really wanted to, but let's take a look at his skills here. So his S3, where he just strips completely and turns himself into a dragon. It's called Advent Mortelix. Descends and attacks all enemies, inflicting injuries. And so injury, as you know, is the new effect from the Katie's Hunt. So we got a new gear set. One of them is injury, right? The caster becomes enraged for 2 turns and recovers health. So he has injury on his S3. He has a buff called enraged, and he recovers health. That's just like the first 2 lines. Damage dealt and amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's max health. Okay, and so now he's a health scaling bruiser. So not only does he have lifesteal on his S3, he deals damage proportional to his health. The severity of injuries increases proportional to the damage dealt. So the more damage you deal, the more injury you inflict on them. Injuries decrease max health of the target by up to 15% every time the skill is used. Okay, so this is pretty crazy. 4-turn cooldown when you Mola this. Okay, so the rage. There's a skill effect here for rage. Increases attack and speed by 10%. Rage cannot be dispelled. So that's pretty crazy, right? That's kind of stacked. You're gonna want to build him high health, high speed. He's gonna get himself high attack, right? Because he increases his own attack by 10%. Not super high, but 10% still better than nothing. You want him to be able to also deal as much damage as possible. So he needs to have a lot of high health, high crit, maybe some crit damage. So that way he can deal more injury, right? Deal more damage and life steal a little bit more. So let's see. Let's take a look here real quick at his S3.
회복량이 증가합니다. 모르트가 발생시키는 상처는 피해량에 비례해 증가하며 스킬 1회당 대상 최대 생명력의 15%까지 적용됩니다. 상처는 적의 최대 생명력을 영구적으로 감소시킵니다.
Yeah, so you can see the injury there. It looks cool. I'm really interested to see how people build him. Like I said, probably going to be fast bruiser, right? His S1, it's called Extermination, pierces the enemy with a 40% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. This ignores effect resistance when the caster is enraged. So when you S3 and then he S1s, you ignore effect resistance. And so this is a 50% chance, I believe, when you Mola this, or is it just 40% with Mola? So it's 50-50 either way, right? So either it's a 50% chance if you do get this Mola here, the 10 effect chance. Or it's a 40% chance. You Mola, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with Mola. You Mola, it's a 50% chance. It ignores defense when you S3. Damage dealt increases proportional to max health. So damage scaling bruiser. Good, we got it. So right away, this looks like you're gonna want to put him like on Elbrus, right? Because when he S1s, he ignores effect resistance when he's enraged, and there's the decreased defense. So imagine him on Elbrus, right? Like counter Elbrus or something ridiculous. He's just like hitting you with decreased defense. It sounds pretty insane. So his S2 is a passive. He is immune to stun and sleep. So you need protection, innate protection. There you go. He can't be stunned. He can't be slept. So dizzies, even what Ballin says on, right? That could be a counter. Sleeps. If the caster inflicts a crit when using a basic attack, he has a 30% chance to activate Sacred Blessing. It can be activated once every 2 turns. So there's a 30% chance. What is this? 35, 40% when you Mola, I'm assuming. And Sacred Blessing here increases crit resistance of all allies for 1 turn and increases speed of the caster for 2 turns. So his kit is pretty stacked. But at the same time, I'm not sure how I feel about this. There's a lot of conditions, right? It looks like to his kit, which I'm not too sure I really like. But fast, tanky bruisers that are going to deal damage, it's going to be the new meta right now, right? That's what it looks like. It's kind of shifting towards. He is getting a new artifact. His artifact looks like you really need to max it out. When this is maxed out, Ancient Dragon's Legacy, it increases crit chance by 15%, so that's innate, and that one you don't have to level up. But once it's maxed out, it has a 100% chance to increase critical hit damage for 2 turns. So that's pretty insane. I mean, but again, maxing that out for non-whales is going to be tough. But if you want to go with the crit damage, he's gonna be dealing a lot of damage there. So if you have him at 300, or even if you have him at 250, crit damage, you put that artifact on him, you have it maxed out, that's 300 crit damage that you're dealing. So it's pretty crazy there. I know that I'm going to be doing some pulls on him, or on his banner. His S3 looks pretty cool. Anyone that turns into a dragon is great in my book. Whether I'll use him or not, that's another question. But will I pull for him? More than likely, yes. His kit is really stacked. Even if he gets no play, you never know when they might buff a unit. So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about Mort. Like I mentioned, his kit is like super stacked. Let me know if you're going to be pulling on this. Are you a husbando banner pull player? Or are you waiting for the new waifu? Also, Tenebria confirmed, just FYI. New Tenebria confirmed. So, but like always, if you haven't enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.